Those days, some of the people you worked with, like Don Wanyama.
Yes, I worked with quite many, of course. Talk of Nyanjura, Don Wanyama, and Don Wanyama was mainly in the media.
Yes,
but a very, very smart young man. No one would easily, see where his position was.
He was seamless.
Yeah. But he's the first person to interview me after I had left FDC. He came to my house in Mukono and interviewed me. So yes, we have talked. We have talked a number of times.
Where was your office in the Nandana team?
It was in what is Naguru. Yes.
So Don used it to be part.
He used to come. He used to come. Yes.
He had a small office there. Or you just work.
No, he would come as a media person, and not everybody had an office. As a media person, he was doing much. His work was much media, but he was really very smart and very, very effective. Very, very simple young man, but very energetic.
How resourced was the campaign?
No, Nandara had money,
personal money,
and he knows how to use his money. And really, it was personal money. Whether he also got money from wherever, but it was personal money.
The campaign, you say, was
it never went short of what was required to carry out the campaign, and he did carry it out up to the end. Although we were cheating. Actually, Nandara would have defeated Shamuntu if there was no cheating. Yes.
Is it true they were cheating? You still stand by that?
Yeah, there was cheating. You might know all these tricks about cheating because I was in elections. I know
because it was close.
It was
you lost in Nairobi.
Yeah, it was about three votes or something. But there was cheating.
But then there was an effort to resolve it.
I actually tried that. I even
petitioned the worker for.
Yes, I did. But eventually it had already gone.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. In 1977.
Okay.
That is before even the war. That's before the 1979 war. I heard about President Museveni having joined the war against Idi Amin right early. In fact, I would have gone with him even in Tanzania and where, but somehow I didn't get access. Then there was a young man who was my friend. I think I met him in Colorado Secondary School. I was assistant Basa, and he was in senior 6.
Who, General Museveni?
No, that was late Magara.
Sam Magala.
Yes, Sam Magara. So we met then when we were all young. I think I was about 25, and he was much younger. He was in senior 6.
Okay.
So that's where we met. Eventually he joined. And somehow I met him in Kampala around 77.
Yes.
And he went through, explained what was going on and the need to remove the dictator Idi Amin.
Yes.
And I agreed. And so I used to do work around here.
For FRONASA?
Yeah, for FRONASA, yes.
Yes.
And I used to carry the magazines. That time they were NRA magazines. They were not UPDF, because UPDF was not there.
Yes.
Before.
You used to produce magazines?
No, they were produced in Nairobi.
Then you would sneak them.
They were actually, I think one of the writers was the late Right Honorable Chivedinda. He used to publish them. And I go to Nairobi, collect them, and bring them and distribute them here, which was a very risky job.
Yes.
Then eventually in 1980, I went to Cuba. Because when in 1979, I was actually, by that time I was actually a news reader. I was reading news on both radio and television.
Of radio, UTV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I was reading with Brother Francis.
Hey, you even resemble.
We started the same day.
Hey.
We started the same day. I left him in the studio. Me, I went for military training. And then in 81, I went to the bush.
You went to the military training under UNLA?
Yeah. I went after UNLA in 1980.
Yes.
You remember they came, UNLA came in 1979.
Yes.
1980 is when I went to the bush. And of course, the president and other people who were in the bush knew I was a news reader. So when they got the radio, then they gave me the responsibility of reading the news. So yes, I was reading the news.
About the resistance?
Yeah, about the resistance, yes. I was reading the news in the bush.
It was a mobile radio?
It was a mobile radio, and I think it made me suffer. It was heavy. It was like a fridge or something.
You used to move with it?
Carrying it to my friend. It was not easy, but I did.
Who are you working with in that news department?
There was, what is this man? He was a mobilizer. The one who said he used to beat people kiboko.
Utafire?
Why have I forgotten his name now? Huh? No. He's now in Luwero.
Asimwe?
No. Even Asimwe, I worked with Asimwe. Apana. What is he?
He's now in Luwero.
He's the one who wrote something, bad news.
Kakoza Mutale.
Yes, Kakoza Mutale.
Yes.
He's the one I was actually particularly working with on the radio.
Who was the boss of the two?
I think we did not have bosses because I had rank. He did not have a rank.
Okay.
So in the army I was because I was already a JO2.
Okay.
And he did not have a rank. But I don't think we had those shared responsibilities. He's a writer. So he was.
He would write the script for you.
Yeah, he wrote many things. But others were written by the president because he's the one who had news. He would
second and communicate this one.
No. It was an organized system. We would set it somewhere. And so you have time to go and read the news.
So after the war, 1986, what were your roles in the new government? Where were you deployed?
When I came, during the time in the bush, I was in civil intelligence.
Okay.
For a long time. This was, I think, under General Muntu actually. And
Kagame.
No, yeah, Kagame, yes, also at one time, and also General Jim Mwezi. So we were like that. When we came, when we captured Kampala, then there was a need of establishing an intelligence system.
DMI.
This one in Nakasero.
ISO
actually. ISO and ESO. So I was in ISO. So the first thing I did, I was sent as a civil intelligence officer.
Yes.
CIO at that time.
Yes.
And I was sent to Mbarara first. This is what is now it changed from civil intelligence officer. It is internal security. In fact, I think I made that proposal, by the way, to change it from civil intelligence, because intelligence was a bad idea.
Yes.
The way people hated intelligence, because intelligence had a bad name because of the Nakasero behavior.
The state research.
The state research. So people didn't like it, and my view was, if we go as intelligence people, we are not going to do any work. So it is better if we found a name that actually people would have no problem with. And so we call it Internal Security Organization.
Okay.
And that's where I was much time.
Under Major Kazola and Jim Mwezi.
Major Kazola was not in charge. Jim Kazola went when I had Manya Kazola came when I had already left. I had already gone. I left. I joined I joined this hospital which fights the HIV.
JCRC.
Joint Clinical Research Center. I was there for quite some time.
It originally was for the military, or you were there on secondment?
I was on secondment. Yeah, so I was still in the military.
Okay.
But indeed on secondment.
Okay.
That's where I think eventually left, getting angry with things, and then joining FDC.
Okay. That's very good, sir. So, Paike, have you read this book? He talks about doing a lot of work for the war.
I saw him. He found us in the bush.
Yes.
I know Pike very well. He even interviewed me on his radio one time. What island, something.
Desert Island Discs.
Yes.
The capital.
Yeah, I know him. He knows me. Even when he was heading New Vision. I read his book.
He played a good role. His reporting helped to publicize the war.
He was so good. He came to us in the bush.
In the bush.
Yeah.
And they took your story to BBC and that was important.
He did a very good job. He should have been given a medal.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.